Well, the election comes as Myanmar battles a new wave of coronavirus infections. That's pushed campaigning online. But political parties have to battle fake news and hate speech on social media, as Leong Wai-kit reports.
This wasn't part of the plan. These streets were packed with supporters, rallies and walkabouts during the 2015 general elections. COVID-19 rewrote all plans, even State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi's. The National League for Democracy leader chose this live broadcast event in Naypyidaw instead of a planned walkabout in her ward in Yangon at the start of the campaigning period. But campaigning online in 2020 is unavoidable, not only because of the pandemic. There are 22 million internet users in Myanmar, 3 times more when the last election was held. 80% of Facebook users in the country are young people of voting age. This means greater challenge to govern the online sphere, especially during a crucial period like general election. But it seems not in Myanmar. While other countries take a more serious approach on online falsehoods, particularly during election, authorities in Myanmar decided not to take action against fake news and hate speech.
Well, I would think that it's a practical move, and I think it's pragmatic in the sense that, now the onus or the responsibility of ensuring the integrity of these election performance comments and so on online are now on the shoulders of, not just social media companies like Facebook, but also on the 20 over million social media users in Myanmar. And of course, the government does not have the kind of manpower and resources to go around, I think, monitoring and checking for all these things.
Facebook tells me it's working with civil society groups to protect the integrity of Myanmar's general election on its platform. Its effort includes identifying and stopping hate speech as well as reducing the spread of fake news. It's also introduced new rules for political ads in Myanmar as well as to verify the official pages of political parties and candidates. Fake news is just one enemy to combat. It has another more threatening and harmful partner in crime: hate speech.
It's already started. For example, people start using the false news on candidates and the false information about the political parties, policies and principles. So it's already started. But it increased this time because of COVID. During the COVID, there's a lot of hate speech against the people returning from other countries.
In the last 4 years, Facebook has been beefing up its efforts to fight hate speech. It's also set up a team focusing solely on Myanmar elections to expunge out harmful content. But in the vast and fast-moving virtual world, it's also about getting the attention of online users. While candidates are doing what they can to get users' attention online, they're overshadowed by another pressing concern: COVID-19. In the last 2 months, which are Myanmar's official campaigning period, COVID-19 has made more headlines than election-related news. And so with so much going on, there's yet another concern. Are people digitally savvy?
I guess that onus is on all of us to know what the bias is and to be able to recognize that. It's not an easy task because misinformation, disinformation, sometimes they can be very subtle. They can be factual reporting of something, but from a certain bias that essentially then ends up somehow influencing the reader's thoughts and opinion. So it's there, and it's, I think, something that all of us need to be aware of.
Still, there are other challenges to online campaigning. Only half of Myanmar has electricity. So, political messages are not reaching everyone when flesh is not pressed in conventional campaigning. Then there are security considerations. Full access to internet, which was blacked out in parts of Rakhine State in June last year, has not been fully restored. Still, the show must go on. Theatrics, music videos, talk shows, all these to make up for the lack of physical contact during campaigning. If 2015 was remembered as Myanmar's landmark elections, seems like 2020 might go down in history as the country's first Facebook elections. Leong Wai-kit, CNA.